So sorry for the delay as there was a technical problem on our end. But thank you for waiting. We hope that you will enjoy our podcast for this third episode, and we hope that you will find them useful for your business. I am Aisha, and together with me is Mr. Kuntak Shit, the founder of Zoom's Design. So Christmas is just round the corner and I can't wait for it because I just want to have a holiday right now. Here in Singapore, we have some malls putting up Christmas lights, playing Christmas songs, but I guess Christmas is not as festive as the previous years. Speaking about Christmas, we hope that our listeners here have enjoyed our podcast last week about making seasonal promotions for their business. We are very happy to have received many DMs from the audience. If you have not heard it, do check out our second podcast on our Facebook page, and that's where you can learn how to engage with your customers by creating seasonal promotions. Now, I can't believe that 2020 is ending soon. It has been a crazy year for all of us. In fact, Mr. Chit, I can't really remember what I did in the middle of the year because of the lockdown. Yeah, it is. Was there a lockdown in Cambodia this year?
Yeah,
Mm.
and there's a lot of things we have done so far in the past
Right.
year, but there's not a lot of things that we have done, as we planned before.
Mm.
Uh, so it's like very unexpected somehow
Yeah.
that like COVID is like suddenly is coming up, and then everything that we have changed, our plan, like
Right.
what we expected to do, the result is also been shifting around.
Yeah.
Uh, it's it like one hell of the year, what I can say.
Yeah, that's right. Like I'm sure that for many people and their businesses, a lot of things had to change, plans had to be cancelled, and everyone had to adapt to a new normal. And that's true even for myself. I had to adapt to a whole new semester of remote learning, and yeah, I was supposed to go to France next month, but it was cancelled. But anyway, as 2020 is drawing to a close, let's talk about the things that you can do to prepare for content marketing in 2021. So, first of all, what exactly is content marketing?
like the content marketing is where it's the point that it's very easy to understand, but yet some business owner, especially I'm talking about the small business owners, they still haven't got the idea yet, like what is exactly is the content marketing.
Yeah.
Especially in Cambodia, there's a misconceptions on understanding of the basics of the content marketing,
Uh-huh.
and that somehow frightened to me as well, because I've been in this industry for like 6 to 7 years, and I think that it's time that a small business owner they should have a deep understanding on what exactly is the content marketing, and when they understand it in the right way, I think they will know how to execute it and
Yeah.
make it happen to their businesses.
Right.
So content marketing is, if we put in the easiest ways, what I can say is the point, the meeting point between the brand purpose and the customer wants. So let me clarify in a bit of the detail. Brand purpose is about like your brand objective,
Okay.
like what do you want to show to the customer, to your audience as a brand. This is your objective as a brand, and the customer wants, or we can say as customer demand, it's like what exactly your customer demands. Like the thing between the brand purpose, the brand objective, and the customer wants, it's like the content marketing right in the middle, the meeting point between these two.
Mhm.
So I can give example. For example, like like Air Asia,
Yeah.
it is the like the air flight, the airline that serve to everyone who wants to fly, and they provide affordable price. Yeah, so their slogan is called "Everyone Can Fly." So this is what what is the brand that they're trying to provide the key message. The key message to their customers is that, hey, we provide affordable price or cheap cost if you want to fly it. So they try their marketing direct to their target customers. And so for the people who want to fly it, and they have limited budget on like the air flight, so they will use Air Asia service. So that's the everyone can flight that Air Asia that have been promoting, deliver to their customer. It's called content marketing. They
Oh,
make it as a key message and as the slogan or what they want to tell to their customer, and yet they still show their like their brand objective, and then that's how they meet with their customers. So it's coming to that part as the content marketing.
okay. So that means the content marketing is all the things that can be advertised to customers, and it combines both the brand purpose as well as what the customer wants, right?
Yes,
Uh,
correct.
if I'm not wrong, there's many different formats to content marketing. There's like GIFs, there's videos, podcasts, like this podcast. Yeah, and I think there's also about SEO and keywords.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess content marketing basically really caters to the customer's demands, and it's really very tailored according to your own business brand. Mhm.
And
So, mhm.
sorry to cut you off. There are a lot of interesting format for the content marketing. Right now, the most popular one is called GIF. Some
Uh-huh.
people they call GIF or GIF. It depends on your pronunciation. So it's a very popular demand right now that every businesses they try to use GIF as their format of the content marketing, which is very convenient and very attractive to the business. It's very short, like only 3 to 7 to 10 seconds only, and that's how they create attractions to their customers and to their audience. And content marketing, the format always change based on like the market trend and the new system or the new tool coming out. For example, they try to use TikTok, the video from TikTok also as a content marketing, this kind of stuff. So when you learn a lot of like different formats of the content marketing, it will help a lot of your business and especially into your marketing plan.
Right, right. Okay, so without further ado, shall we talk about the 10 things that the listeners can do to prep for their 2021 content marketing?
This is what we are podcast about today, right? Like our third episode. This is the main topics that we are going to discuss. So there's more than 10 things actually. It's a lot of it, but we pick only the important ones and the ones that every small business owner they should aware of and try to adopt into their marketing plan for 2021. And like when I like in the last 3 years I haven't done a proper planning for my like marketing plan for my business. Yeah, and it's quite hurtful, like when it's come to 2019. I did with one proper content marketing plan for my 2020, and and in 2020, what happened? COVID coming, and then we
Yeah.
destroy all of the plan. Like we have to shift around and change a lot of it.
Right.
And it's like what we have planned is actually not what we expected, and
Yeah.
some we can actually still execute during COVID-19, but most of the plan also cannot execute during the plan, so during the year. So yeah, it's quite hurtful actually,
Yeah, I can imagine.
but at least we have plan to prepare, right? At least we have backup plan, at least we have something that we have to walk through during one year to another.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep.
So we can jump to the point right now, right?
Yeah.
So like the first thing you should do is recap 2020.
Okay.
It's a very common thing that everyone should know. You should not like miss those points when you prep to plan for your 2021 marketing plan. So the first thing you should do, go back to your 2020 plan and check out the result of each campaign that you have done so far during your 2020 and learn from it. So you have to learn from like what is the most or the least successful strategy that you can pinpoint from from one to another. And what did the successful, strategies or the campaign or the project that have in common? You learn from, like, oh, why it's actually this campaign is getting a lot of success, like a lot of attractions or engagement with the customer, with the audience. And this campaign, these ideas, this strategy is actually gain a lot of sales growth. So you learn from the common thing from one to another of success campaign that you have done in 2020. So you can see, like why that this campaign is get successful. And also like learn about the format that you did in 2020, like what format worked the most or worked the best. So, and you must try to keep doing it for your 2021 as well.
Yes.
And like learn about the improvement, the challenge, and the most important is learn about the mistake that you have done in 2020, what we did wrong and how we make it right, and how we improve them, learn from it. And then you will see how you can guide your, or outline your 2021 content marketing for a better improvement.
Right. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Like for COVID-19 this year, I noticed that a lot of businesses shifted online, and then their formats also changed. I noticed
Mm.
that a lot of them started to use videos. They started to post a lot more on their social media. And so for Zoom's design, what was that big change for you?
So for the big change is that like we we focus more. We didn't know before that there will be a COVID-19 coming up, or for when we plan in 2029. Actually, in 2019, not 2029, in 2019. So what we have changed is about the key message that the key message that we try to deliver to our customer. The most important key message that we try to use is about like you can design from home, you can design from distance, this kind of keyword that we haven't thought of doing it before. And suddenly COVID coming up, everyone try to work from distance from home. So we think it's my cool that we can use this kind of key message, like okay, telling people that you actually can do a poster just a click from your bed, like from your kitchen, from your living room. So this kind of key content marketing that we change is like the key message that we try to shift around.
Yeah.
And that's work. They actually work, and it's a clever key message well that every business they have used so far. That is a common use as well that they use in their business. Say that hey, you can order, like, and most of businesses they try to create like sell channels through online. People can order food delivery, or they can order products, jewelry, or like other products through online as well. So a lot of key message have been coming up, really like trendy kind of contents coming up. So yes, that's how we change our content marketing for 2020.
Right, I understand. So, like, yeah, I think a lot of companies really should start to recap their 2020 with all these questions, and perhaps they can try to invest more in the formats that worked best for them. So, let's move on to the second thing that we can do.
The second thing that people should do, and they should put in their checklist to prep on the 2021 content marketing plan, is like learning about the technology and tools that actually they can implement to make sure their plan is actually very doable and going on smoothly, in the effective way. Like there are a lot of tools that available, free, or maybe they cost some dollars as well, that you can subscribe online and to support on your content marketing. For example, there's like Buffer, who actually can support you on social media, posting. There are HubSpots that can support you on customer service, and there's a lot Intercom for your customer support services as well. And also like Zoom design that they can use as the system to submit the creativity, the poster task that they can submit into our system applications, and then they can get their poster design on to post on their social media or maybe on the printing material as well. So those kind of technology and tools actually is very helpful for you. And if you don't know anything about that, you try to learn from it and doing research and trying to pick the best tools that you think is most fit with your demands. That's how you can execute your plan very well. Because like right now is a technology era. Everyone they use technologies. That technology is very helpful for you to doing your work, your projects, your campaign, to work with your team as well. So that's how you make sure that you need to invest into the right technologies and tools for your plan.
Right. Yeah, that's I agree with you. There's really a lot of useful tech solutions out there. When I was looking at this, as a business owner, I would feel a bit scared. Like if let's say I'm not too well versed in the technology, but actually these tools are quite straightforward and it just sounds a bit technical, but they really help you a lot in your business. So some of them I think are free, but then you just have to source for the good ones. And usually, if you want a more sustainable solution, you would have to pay for them, like invest some money. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Mr. Che, actually, I have a little game.
It's a surprise.
Yeah. So I am going to give you 10 questions. This is related to the technology and tools. Okay. But yeah, so for example, I'll give you a question like coffee or tea, and then you will pick an answer.
I see. Okay. I can do that.
All right. So are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, 10 questions. So the first one, Apple or Microsoft?
Apple.
Google Drive or OneDrive?
Google Drive.
Wix or WordPress?
WordPress.
Slack or Discord?
Sorry, once again.
Slack or Discord?
Light.
Okay. Trello or Monday?
Trello.
Calendly or Schedule Once?
Sorry, once again.
Calendly or Schedule Once?
Calendly.
Okay. Google Meet or Zoom?
Okay, it's hard to pick between these two. Because I use these two.
Yeah.
When I meet with my college, for meeting, especially with you as well, because you're assistant, I use Google Meet. But
Right.
when I do live online or maybe like join a meeting with 20 to more than 20 people, I use Zoom. So do you want me to pick one? Still to pick one,
Just
right?
pick one.
Okay, let's just Google Meet.
Okay. Oh, I prefer Zoom. But okay. Next 3 questions. HubSpot or Salesforce?
HubSpot.
Okay. G Suite or Office 365?
G Suite.
Okay. And the last one, LinkedIn or Glassdoor?
LinkedIn.
All right. So thanks.
Hey, I'm excited. What is about?
Yeah. So we found out about which tools that Zoom's design or maybe just Mr. Chit himself love to use. Yeah. For your information to all the listeners out there, these companies that I listed, they provide various tools such as CRM, customer relationship management, cloud computing, and video conferencing tools that you can use also for your own business brands. Like I said, there's a lot of services and tools out there, so you can just do a quick Google search and find out what works best for you. Yeah. So that was an interesting section.
Okay.
All right.
I very find it so helpful when I use those tools. It helps me a lot throughout the year, especially because we work from distance. You are in Singapore and I'm in Phnom Penh. We work from distance, but we still manage things done all the time. So that is very helpful. And without those tools and technology, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, with COVID, we need all this technology even more, I feel. Yeah.
Mm.
All right, so maybe we can move to the next section.
It's about creative talent. So creative talent, I'm not referred to only graphic design talent. Creative is all about your team members who like in your capacity to make your marketing plan happen. So what you should do is like learn about your creative talent capacity. Do you have people or members to execute your plan or not? You can have all the amazing, interesting strategies, but without those people, you will not make it happen, and it will be just a dream. So you require to understand about your capacity, and like creative talent, members, people. You need budget to invest on them. You need budget to invest on those capacity. If you want to do a video, like maybe it's like Zoom also try to use in our 2019 we learned that we think that we should do more like a video series about the like tools, the systems, also like what we find helpful in our businesses or with our customer to do it as the series of the videos. But yet we don't have the capacity to make it happen. The videographers, the video editors, and others as well. So then we have to postpone the plan because this is an amazing strategy, but yet we don't have people to make it done. So learn about brainstorm and learn about your creative team, and like who actually can come in places that can help to execute your plan. And without the creative talent, you cannot actually make your interesting idea live.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I on this creative talent, I realized that recently, not sure if you know, but I saw this what's it called Subway posters. They came up with this like very unusual, like they seem to look low budget, but it's not. They wanted to promote its new meat stack Subway and
Yeah.
the chocolate chip. Yeah, and realized that those were very creative because it says that the advertisement is made by an intern on budget, and then the video also showed the process of creating the ad with a platform that is very similar to like Microsoft PowerPoint and using very creative tools. But then the message by Subway was actually very clear. Subway was investing so much money, so much value into the new product to cater to the audience. So when they dare to be different, they I feel they stand out even more. And like what you've mentioned, we really need all these content writers, all these videographers, and basically a creative team to
Mm,
execute a marketing campaign successfully. Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
True.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. So, since we are talking about creative talent, I think it links very well to the next section, which is about getting out of your comfort zone. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have talked a lot about this point, like when coming to marketing, graphic design, creativity, and previous, our episode two, we talking about creating seasonal post, creating seasonal campaign as well. So we've been pressed into this particular part a lot about, like going crazy, be
Yeah.
creative, uh, like doing something different. So get out of your comfort zone. It's very helpful. Like things to do to prep for your 2021 marketing plan. Like when you learned, you recap your 2020 plan, or when you learn and you recap your 2020 marketing that you have done in the year, you will see like what you can do differently, or
Yeah.
maybe you have an interesting idea but yet you haven't executed it yet. So like try to mix those like in one place. You know what I mean? So like going crazy and being creative. Don't be afraid to stand out. Don't be afraid to be different, because in business world, you not run your business just by yourself. You have a lot of rivals, competitors in the market, and you don't want to stay in the background. You want to stand out. You want to outshine your competitors. So to make sure that your marketing is outshine to others, you have to be different. Don't try to do things very common, or don't try to do things that it's like everyone they do it already, they done it already, and that's somehow you just like not giving the best shot that you can. And I can give the example. A lot of banks in Cambodia,
Yeah.
they they try to do the same thing with us. Just the content kind of things, the photo they taken, the video they do, all of this kind of thing is very boring, because we seen it everywhere, from one bank to another. We don't find it very interesting. It's so boring on this part. So because they be afraid to stand out. They be afraid that they might like feel not comfortable.
Yeah.
But then what they have done from one year to another, all those kind of like content marketing that they have invested on, it's useless. Like they not get a lot of or strong engagement to their customer. So try to be creative. What I can say, like I always says, going crazy, mix up, like be fresh. Don't do the same way, like the same things, like every year or every month. Like try to be different.
Yeah.
And then you will see what works and what not, and you can perfect it later.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of going out of your comfort zone, I actually have a story to share about this viral campaign that happened in Singapore. So, Mr. Chit, in Singapore, it is illegal to vandalize walls. If you are caught vandalizing the public property, you can be fined or even sent to jail. But in 2017, there was this crazy campaign by Circles Life, and I still remember this because I saw them vandalizing the poster. Okay, so this Circles Life was a new telecom company in Singapore at the time. What they did was they hired two girls to vandalize their poster outside a busy train station. And then people started to take videos of them, and then the campaign went extremely viral. And it was a very successful campaign because many people started knowing about this brand, and quite a lot of people, they switched their data plans and joined Circles Life. Okay, I mean, I'm not saying that we should go against the law when we do crazy campaigns, but like the point is, if you do something different, if you are willing to get out of your comfort zone, you can outshine even your strongest competitors. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, speaking of competitors, I think this brings us to our next section about checking competitors.
Yeah, check your competitors is one thing that you must do. I'm not just using the word should do, but you must do. Like learn from what your competitors they have done throughout a year, or what they have done in the past 3 years. So when you check out on your competitor, you will learn from what is their successful campaign and what is not. So when you learn from the competitor, you will see, okay, if they have run this campaign already, we should not run this in our 2021, because we don't want to be a copycat. Correct? In business world, your brand, your marketing, you don't want to be a copycat.
Right.
So when you learn from competitor, you will see what they have done and what not, and then you will perfect your plan in the better way to make sure that every campaign that you're going to shout out in the 2021 is not going to be a copycat campaign. And maybe if what your competitor they done wrong, you learn from their mistakes. It's a free mistake learning, like learn from their mistake, what they done wrong, and then you apply something better than that, change like what they should have done in their campaign, and change it and make it in a better way. So, and that's how you can actually like really perfect the imperfections of your content marketing plan.
Right. Talking about competitors, right? I wanted to ask you, Mr. Chit, which one do you prefer, Coke or Pepsi?
It's another game.
Yeah, but Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. All right. So I agree with you. I also like Coca-Cola. Like as a product, I think that customers generally prefer the red can, which is the Coca-Cola. But then, right, as a business, the market actually prefers Pepsi more because
Mhm.
Pepsi is more diverse in its products. So last time I used to think Coca-Cola and Pepsi were the same thing, but it's two different businesses, and they are
Mhm.
actually rival business. And
Yeah.
both of them have two very different business models. If I'm not wrong, Coca-Cola is a more global brand and it focuses on drinks and beverage products. But then, like I said, Pepsi has a wide range of products which is not limited to drinks. So the thing is, right, recent market trends show that less people are drinking soft drinks because people are starting to become more health conscious, and
Mhm.
they tend to opt for healthier alternatives. And this affects both companies, like both Coca-Cola and Pepsi companies. So for Coca-Cola, how they responded to the market is by creating healthier products. Like I think maybe you've heard of Diet Coke,
Mhm.
Coca-Cola Light, Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it's quite successful when they revisited their brand strategy, right? But then when Coca-Cola does this, Pepsi also realized that they have to change their strategy if they want to stay in the game because they check their competitor, which is Coca-Cola. But then Pepsi cannot just do what they cannot just copy what Coca-Cola is doing. So Pepsi wants to do better than the competitor, right? And they came out with this brilliant idea. They collaborated with a snack company so that they can expand their products to the snacks market like
Mhm.
potato chips and oatmeal. And
Mhm.
this is quite a strategic move for Pepsi, I think, because they choose a market that complements their core market. Like if like let's say I want to buy a snack, I also want to buy a soft drink, and it's like vice versa.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so anyone who wants to buy a drink or snack will be inspired to buy the other, even if they didn't originally plan to. And then this increases Pepsi's value as a company, and then this is also how they so-called outshine their competitor. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. You are right. That's very interesting fact that that you can apply into your business as well.
Yeah, correct. So since we were talking about checking competitors, we move on to the reviewing brand strategy.
This one is very important. I mean, I say to all the points very important for you to do in your like 2021 content marketing plan. But this is very important.
Okay.
Like some businesses they haven't rechecked or review on their brand strategy, what they have set in the past year or the past 2 to 3 years. Somehow it's not like stay on trend, or somehow it's not relevant into the market. So let's face it again about COVID-19. When they coming up into into the world, like everything have to change.
Mhm.
So we are not sure that is the market still relevant as well. Is
Right.
your brand strategy is still relevant to the markets? So and that's how that you have to review and recheck to your brand strategy, not just only like annually kind of review, but you have to do it like 3 month in the quarter basis or maybe semester basis. So you check on the brand strategy. Is that your content, your key message, your brand purpose, your target customer, your products, your service, is it still relevant to the markets, or can you do anything to change? Like what you have mentioned, the example of Coca-Cola and Pepsi is
Yes.
really the best example of review the brand strategy. Is it if you cannot compete to your to your competitors because they do so well with their service, they do so well with their like the pricing, the business and everything. So you have to learn like what have you done wrong, and maybe your brand strategy is not tapping to the right markets, or maybe the pricing strategy that is not correct.
Mhm.
So if you keep doing it without knowing that what you have done wrong, and knowing that your the brand strategy in the first place is going wrong already, even to try to invest more money into it, it's still just a waste of like the waste of time, the waste of investment.
Yeah.
So like what I have done in Zoom also, like we have changed a lot our strategy so far in the past 2 years because it's still in our early stage as the business.
Yeah.
So in the early stage, we have test our product, we have test our service, we have test our operation working with the customer. We change our pricing several times already, and somehow we try to like change our target customer as well to make sure that is it our service is working well with this kind of markets or not. So from one to another, we will learn like what is the best, like what is the right thing to do. So that's how you can, very flexible, perfect the imperfections of your brand strategy, try to shift around the head of the campaign to make sure that you stay on trend, you stay on track, your business, your service, your brand is relevant to your target customers. And that is the one thing that you should do before you, like plan your, content marketing for 2021 or maybe other years as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I agree because like what you've mentioned, everything changes from year to year. Like all these trends, markets, products, customers, demands, and we always have to review them on a quarterly basis. And I think also that when we want to make something better, right, sometimes we will need new strategies, new service partners to run our business more efficiently. I think this brings us to our next point about outsourcing to service providers.
Yeah, it's what I can say in the easiest way is asking for help.
Mm.
Like somehow like you cannot stay on top or maybe bring the outsider perspective into your marketing plan because you have done your work for so long, let's say 3 to 5 years, so you cannot see the easiest problem that you should have seen, or you cannot stay on top and see from the the different angle, the different perspective toward your brand, toward your strategy, toward your content, or maybe to bring outside the perspective, concepts, strategy to
Mm.
help to make sure that your content marketing is going well. You know, so outsource some part of your task to different particular partners that you can think of, or maybe for example like digital marketing or maybe social media management agency. You can work with them and get their help, get their support on creating a different key strategy, different key message that you can actually apply into your social media channels, or maybe like get Zoom design service to support on your creativity. Your graphic designer might find it helpful to bring outsider perspective into your brand, into your content to make it visualize the content to your audience as well.
Yeah.
Outsource, key different aspects of the service or maybe the task that you want to implement into your content strategy, to your content marketing. So that's how you can make sure that you have different angle, inside perspective and outside the perspective as well.
Right. That's true. Like I think also with the COVID-19, there's a lot of change in business trends. There's all this work from home, and also I realized that a lot of recruiters, they are hiring remotely, so they are also outsourcing to companies not just within their own country but uh, to another country. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
overseas. Yeah, and I think perhaps it can also save them a lot of money. But at the same time, they do get the same value or maybe a better quality value. Yeah.
Right. Actually, yeah, you bring in the right thing. Like working from distance is becoming the like the common things that every business is they doing right now
Yeah.
because of COVID-19. If we think in the positive way, which means that it's helped business change a lot of perspective. For example, like outsourcing graphic design service not very common use in Cambodia, to be honest. They like every business owner they prefer hiring in-house designer
Yeah.
and they think that the design should they when they work with designer, they should work physically.
Yeah.
They to change anything, they will ask immediately to change it, but yet they don't know what they have done wrong in this particular part.
Mm.
And when COVID come, yes, of course they cannot like hiring in-house designer because they have to work from distance.
Yes.
Maybe they have to cut some cost of their payroll as well.
Mm.
So uh, outsourcing different partners, skill sets partners is becoming very common, popular use in like in Cambodia right now as well. So and then like Zoom design is coming up before they outsource our service as their external design team.
Yeah.
So that is like something that you should think about. The cost is very flexible.
Mm.
Like the budget is very fixed, and even though there will be any, and even though there are others, maybe like a COVID 2021 coming up, for example, so you still like be prepared and also like can be flexible as well.
Yeah, that's right. I also think that like for service partners, if you collaborate with them, I think there's also a chance for you to introduce your own services to your service partners. Yeah, and then you can also help them while they are helping you. So it becomes a whole network of helping each other's brands and building your company together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking about service partners and expanding our network, I think it is also very important to check in with your contacts, your leads, and your existing customers. Yeah.
Yeah, so some business they might forget about that, in your contact list. Let me break down. Contacts mean, like your potential prospects.
Mhm.
They're not becoming your customer yet or your subscriber yet, but they have followed your page, they have followed your social media channels, they have subscribed your newsletter. So those contacts is very potential because they are your like target customer. They will use your service for the next upcoming year. They might be so. When you do with your 2021 plan, when you prep it, you have to like say thank you for their belief or maybe their trust on like into the brand as well, because they have followed your newsletter, your monthly newsletter, they have followed your blog, they have followed your podcast, they have followed your page. So you should check in with them, check out and check in with them as well. So uh, they will remember your brand anyway. So then they might think that okay, they will use your service or your product in the 2021. So that's the thing that you should, or maybe you will learn from why 2020 or maybe this year why they didn't use our service, what's wrong. So when you check in with them, you will see okay, that's why. So you will change, maybe use some discount or some extra service to make sure they feel special or very like or remember you that oh, you provide this service, so they can try to use your service.
Yeah, correct. I think for example, people who subscribe to your newsletters or follow your social media channels, these are the people who are actually already interested in your brand, in your business, and the solution that you want to provide. But sometimes the market is a bit saturated and it's quite competitive. So some of these so-called leads or prospective people, customers, they might have tried another company first, but and then they maybe they forgot all about you. But sometimes they might want to have a change in company or a brand. So
Mm-hmm.
when you reach out to them, this might change their perspective in the future. They know that there will be another brand that they can look out for in case like they are not happy or whatsoever with their current service provider. Yeah.
Yes, 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 correct. I can give one example. Like, I love using the video editing tools online.
Mm.
What I use is called Wave.video. I use it all the time, and but I remember that there is one service that I used to do before, and they are very good with creative ideas as well. So I've been using Wave for about a year, and then I got an email back from their competitors say that, hey, remember us? We are, like we missing you. For example, we offer you like 50% discount for our Christmas, or like for 2021 New Year, something like that. So then I remember, okay, I used to use their service before. Maybe I can try to use it again. So
Yeah.
that's how that you check in with your sorry, check in with your contacts and your ex users or your potential prospects. That you can get back. And what I have done in Zooms is that I asking my sales representative to check in with all our ex users, like in the monthly basis, or some users that we check in like for a quarterly basis. Even every time we have our promotions, like for example right now we have Christmas promotion as well. And we're asking our sales rep to reach out to those contacts that they have contacted in the past year, and then check in with them and send a lot of newsletter to them as well. And you see, this kind of thing, this kind of activity is somehow that you can make sure that always check in with your contacts. That's You will find it helpful for your marketing plan.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about building connections with
Mm.
all these people and building trust. And of course, like we've mentioned in our previous podcast, this might potentially lead to sales, but I think the main important point is building connection. That's more important than anything else. Yeah,
Yes, correct.
right. So we are left with two more things about
Mhm.
what we can do for content marketing.
It, uh, it's learn new trends, meaning that keep up to date. What's like what's now, like what is the difference like from the past year, or what might coming up, might be coming up for the next year, for example. You have to stay up to date, stay relevant, engage with your audience, understanding about the market. Like the market, they change so fast. Like from one time to another, it changed so fast. So for example, like COVID as well, like suddenly it's coming, so everything has to be changed. You have to stay on trend, you have to keep up to date. And also another example is that in Cambodia, I have mentioned in our episode 2 already, that people that we in Cambodia, we never celebrate no Black Friday for the past, like we just celebrated for about like 3 years or maybe 5, if I remember. So when your business, your competitor, your customer, they celebrate Black Friday. So
Yeah.
if you don't know that what is Black Friday about,
Mhm.
and then you won't make any plan to celebrate Black Friday or giving the big discount for your business on a Black Friday, so you miss the chance to get yourself growth in this particular season,
Yeah.
because you don't stay up to date what's changed, what is the trend right now. You cannot do your marketing plan, you cannot use your marketing plan from your past 3 to 5 years for the current situation, for the current trend right now. The
Yeah.
market change so fast, everything change. You make sure you have to stay on track, you stay on trend, that you can't keep your customer in your loop. And that's how that you can win your customer, if you get more insight, get more information, or maybe a quick information, quick insights faster than your competitor.
Right. Right. Yeah, speaking of Black Friday, I remember that it was on 27 November this year. Yeah, I
Mhm.
remember because I spent so much money on shopping on that day.
You, of course you did.
Yeah, yeah, so finally we if we have done the first 9 steps to prep our 2021 content marketing, what is the one last thing that we should do?
One last thing is return of investment model. This is why I keep it in the last part. Um, I think maybe not everyone actually think about that. I, I myself, I didn't think about that for the past 2 years when I plan for my marketing plan. It's called return of investments model. So every campaign, every marketing campaign, every content marketing that you plan out for a year, that costs money. Correct. You have to, you can invest you need to invest into the marketing plan to make it happen. You invest on creative talent. You invest on technology and tools, right? You invest on outsource to to outside parties, outside partners. So those activities to make your plan happen, it costs money. But when you try to when you plan, you have to evaluate your finance plan, your budget plan, what I say. Then you have to understand that what is the return on investment if you invest on this particular campaign for $1,000, for example, or $2,000. So you have to compare to your self growth. If I invest on this $1,000 or $1,000 for this campaign, how much that we can earn for sale? You have to like put exact number. If we invest on this $1,000, at least we can gain sale for $5,000 or maybe $10,000, for example. The more number that you can gain, the more sale you can grow. Is like it's a good return of investment for the marketing campaign model. So, and if you spend $1,000 and you cannot gain sell at least 50% of it, $500. So, what you have done in your campaign, in your content marketing strategy is not working well, which means that you waste money, you waste time. But maybe you can get some brand awareness or engagement with your customer for the future sale. But yet you try to make sure that those return of investment will be stay positive. Yeah.
Right. Just to clarify, marketing campaign or the marketing cost refers to does it refer to like the cost for posting on Google Ads, for instance,
Yeah.
or Facebook Ads? So those are what you mean by marketing costs, is it?
I'm sorry. It's the budget. Like there's like boosting on Facebook page,
Okay.
boosting on ads. It's also count as the expense of the marketing fee, the marketing budget.
Yeah.
You even your team members, the content writer, the graphic designer, you outsource to third party, to outsider. Like those all that you have to spend to make your plan going on road. That's the cost of the marketing budget, and you have to understand. You have to know exact number. Some of the business owner, they don't understand how much they spend. They just try to boost in their Facebook page, $5, $10 per day, $20 per day. They try to boost on their Facebook page, or maybe they try to boost on their live video and other stuff as well. But they don't understand like how much they have used already and how much they earn from the sales growth. Like if they spend on Facebook for $300, $1,000, how much they earn from sales? So they have to know about this number exactly. So otherwise you will spend a lot of money and gain a little back, and that's you don't know like this boost actually work or not. Maybe this format is working or not. You don't know about this kind of stuff at all.
This is something completely new for me also. But yeah, I agree. Every marketing rep or whoever is a business owner, they need to calculate the exact amount so that they know how much they should put aside for the budget for the marketing. So it looks like we are running out of time. Yeah, that was fast. So thank you so much for tuning in to our podcast, and we really hope that you enjoyed it. Do keep up with our social media channels for more free content like this. Our last episode for this year will go live next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Cambodia time. If you need our help to personally guide you with content marketing for your brand for 2021, do feel free to reach out to us via email or just slide into our DM and we will gladly assist you. So thank you once again. We are so sorry for the technical problem at the start. And this is your host Aisha and Mr. Kun Tak Chiet. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.